All right. A Viktor Gyokeres to Arsenal crisis meeting has been held. Guys, I brought you a story last night about the president of Sporting Lisbon on the fire he really spouted to the agent of Viktor Gyökeres. Now the agent is like, all right, you've gone ahead to say that. Let me show you that I'm going to work tooth and nail to get my client out of your club. And the president is also not saying no to Viktor Gyökeres leaving the side of. He's not saying no to Viktor Gyökeres leaving the side of Sporting Lisbon, but what he wants is that assurance that they get 80 million euros. He said, we aren't taking 60 million euros plus 10 million euros of add-ons. That's what the president said. So we want to see who is obviously gonna be taking over or winning this affair. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is the name, and hope you guys are really having fun. We are also gonna go to the enemies of Arsenal, that is the other North Londoners, that is Spurs, and how they're really trying to do the needful, and even Brentford a little bit. And I think we are in London this morning, and I think it feels nice to be in London this summer. Remember, I want to hit 26,000 subscribers. So guys, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel to see to it that we hit that magic number of 26,000 subscribers. And by the way, we are not doing bad. If I'm really seeing in here onto the subscriber list, we are like 300 subscribers down, and I think we can obviously match that in the next coming days. So that is Viktor Gyokeres. Sorry, that is what I was calling you guys to do. Now, CNN Portugal have told us that Viktor Gyokeres' agent is currently in a meeting with Arsenal. So this story was put out yesterday night. You understand? It was put out yesterday night. And it came after the president of Sporting Lisbon had come out and obviously spoken hugely about, had come out and really spoken hugely about Viktor Gyokeres' situation in there. Now, the agent was like, let me now put in the next gear, because the window, I think, closed, the first mini window, and now we are going into the big one that is yet to open very, very soon. So Viktor Gyokeres' agent is currently in a meeting with Arsenal. Now, that means the agent is trying to find the possible ways of his client leaving the side of Sporting Lisbon. And I think he was holding an emergency, a crisis meeting with Arsenal because it's a crisis right now. Why is it a crisis? Arsenal thought that they could go for 60 plus 10 million euros and really get this guy, but the president has said it's not gonna be possible. 80 million euros. That means 70 million euros up front and 10 million euros of add-ons. All else, you can even say 60 million euros, and then you put add-ons that sum up to 80 million euros. For example, you can say, if Arsenal win the Premier League, okay, first starters, if he plays 30, if he plays 80% of the games, like in the Premier League and Champions League, Arsenal will pay 5 million euros. If he scores 20 goals plus, Arsenal will pay 5 million euros. If he goes ahead to win the Premier League, Arsenal will pay 5 million euros. If he goes ahead to win the Champions League, Arsenal will pay 5 million euros. If he becomes the top scorer of the Premier League, Arsenal will pay such and such amount of money. So that's how these clauses are really formulated. And I think this crisis meeting was to find ways of how a deal can be executed, in the favor of Sporting Lisbon, because the president has spoken out, and I don't think that is going to eat his words. That is it. Looks like he's ready to lose out on everything and not see this player leave below 80 million euros. That's what he's really looking at. And I think Henry Bertha will obviously have to come out with a proper decision on this. However much they are pushing in for Benjamin Sesko, who is also called for 80 million euros from RB Leipzig, they have to find a reason on who to obviously bring on and on what particular conditions they are gonna be bringing these players on. So we wait to see how that pans out. But the crisis meeting has been held because it's now a crisis. Arsenal are thinking otherwise, and Sporting Lisbon is thinking otherwise. Now this is where the seniority of the agent comes in through to help see these things really come to pass. Or the agent will take cut of his agent fees to get this deal done and dusted, because he wants this move to happen. He wants this move to happen, and it happening means a lot to him as Hassan, Setinkaya, Hassan Setinkaya will do the needful to see that this deal really comes to pass, because his agency would have gone ahead to obviously make a very big move. Now, I think he has some good players on him. I've gone ahead to see Frankie de Jong, Tarell Malacia is in there, Zakaria, Noah Lang, Antonio Rudiger. So his agency really has some good players that he has helped really secure some big moves. And Real Madrid, that is Antonio, Benjamin Bargain, him, Wilfred Ndidi, you know him very well. Sofian Amrabat, that, Antonio Rudiger, Eden Zegrogova, so he has some good players onto his list that he's really trying to manage. And I think with experience, he can obviously find a solution for this deal, because the most important bit of it is obviously finding a solution for this big deal to obviously set it rolling and happening. So let's leave it at that and see what developments are obviously going to be coming out after this has been said. Then Thomas Frank has said bye-byes to the people of Brentford. That he is 2 days back. Tottenham are to meet Frank's release clause in the coming hours. Frank wants to bring Bryan Mbeumo and Nathan Collins with him. Then Fabrizio Romano later said Thomas Frank will become new Spurs manager. Here we go. Agreement done with the manager on contract terms and stuff. Brentford set to release Frank for a fee in a region of £10 million. He's the replacement of Ange Postecoglou. So he's leaving and he's going to be unveiled as a manager of Spurs. And that means Brentford also has to be looking in for a manager. And for Brentford, we've gone ahead to get an exclusive story from Fabrizio Romano. And one of the greats that I've gone ahead to see play in that midfield, known as Scott Parker, is in the queue to become the new manager of Brentford. Exclusive. Brentford adds Scott Parker to three-man shortlist of candidates being considered to replace Thomas Frank. Burnley coach happy at the club, while Brentford are also exploring this possibility. Frank will leave and become new Tottenham Hotspur manager. So Scott Parker is one of those that I think he brought Fulham to the Premier League. And I think after getting Fulham to the Premier League, I don't know how he really... Did he bring Fulham? I think there is a team that he brought and they sacked him. He went to the side of Greece and I think he has been at Burnley. So, he's good. He's good. And he might be the next manager in line to manage Brentford. But the style of plays are really different. That I told you about Thomas Frank going to the side of Spurs. He has a different style of football. Unless otherwise, he'll obviously try out the tiki-taka. You understand? And he's a multi-dimensional manager. But I don't see that happening. Then, You can look at a guy called um, Scott Parker. Also, his style of coaching is really different. He's a manager who prefers the tiki taka. So I don't know whether his style will suit the players he's going to be finding in at the side of Brentford. Your reactions to Gyökeres crisis meeting held are welcome in the comment section below. I'm out. Bye bye. Good morning, my people. I love you.